Hi guys, welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Reads. I'm Anne, and I was afraid this would happen. I was afraid if I put up my October TBR and readathon plans too early that something else would come up that I would want to participate in. And that is exactly what has happened, and that's fine. So I'm adding in one more readathon. There will probably be more. Who knows? Who knows what I'll add in as the month goes by. But for now, I'm adding in the Boo to You readathon. This is hosted by Emma over at Bookish Princess, and this is a Disney-themed readathon, so I can't skip it. See, you can tell I'm wearing my Mickey Mouse shirt just for the occasion. So the Boo to You readathon is kind of inspired by the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Disney World. I'm going to take it and twist it just a tiny bit because I'm on the West Coast and I am much more familiar with what goes on at Disneyland, not Disney World. So if you're not overly familiar with the parks, you probably don't realize that the two parks, one, are very different to begin with, but they don't do the same events. They do different events and different special events and different holiday things. So we do have a Halloween party on the West Coast, and in the past it's been something different, but as of last year, 2019, it was changed to the Oogie Boogie Bash. So last year was the first year of that. It's not happening this year, obviously. So I'm going to take two of my favorite moments from the Oogie Boogie Bash last year and use those for the prompts, which her prompt was to read a book inspired by or somehow related to a character that you would see at the Halloween party. And I have two character moments that stand out to me from the Oogie Boogie Bash that I went to. The first was, it was a meet and greet. I didn't stand in line because it was like a 2-hour line and I didn't want to wait in line, but I did observe the meet and greet for a while because it was with Prince John, who is my absolute favorite villain. That's from Robin Hood, in case you don't know. He is my favorite villain. He is one of my all-time favorite Disney characters in general, and he's not a character you ever see in the park. So he was out doing meet and greets during the bash last year. And it was just fun. I watched for 5 or 10 minutes, and he was doing a great job with interactions. And yeah, it was just super entertaining to watch. So for that, I'm going to be reading The Adventures of Robin Hood. I have read some different versions of this, but this is the Roger Lancelin Green version that I've had sitting on my shelf for a while and haven't got to yet. So I think I'm going to pick that up and see what his take on Prince John is. The other character that I want to mention, and this was probably my favorite moment from the party last year, was the ride of the Headless Horseman. So there is a Halloween parade that happens, but 5 or 10 minutes before the parade, they do the ride of the Headless Horseman. And it's such a simple thing, but it's so incredibly effective. So they have guys with lanterns, and then they have the Headless Horseman on this big, beautiful black horse, and it just rides through just quietly. There's not a lot of fanfare, and he just rides the parade route, and it's amazing. Insert not very good video footage taken on my phone at night. Here. So yeah, that's just a moment that has stuck in my brain. It's just such a cool little detail that they put in. So, of course, I'm going to be reading The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which I've never read, or if I read it as a teenager, it's possible, but I don't remember it. So I'm going to be reading The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So those are kind of the two main things that I'm using for the Boo to You readathon, but I do have one other book I want to talk about because it is Disneyland related. And that is The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. In Disneyland proper, in Frontierland, there is a tree that's decorated every year for Halloween with orange lights and jack-o'-lanterns, and they call it the Halloween Tree. And it is inspired by Ray Bradbury's book, The Halloween Tree. In fact, in 2007, there was a dedication ceremony and there's a plaque, because evidently Ray Bradbury and Walt Disney were friends, and Bradbury actually collaborated on some different things for Disney. So who knew? But anyway, I've long wanted to read this and I just hadn't got around to it yet. So I'm picking this up. I'm counting it for the Boo to You readathon because I think you know, an object that's part of the Halloween celebration at Disneyland counts, even though it's not necessarily a character. It's a stretch, but we're going to count it. And I will link more information about the Halloween tree if you want to look into that more. But yeah, so that's the third thing that I will be adding to my TBR. So that is it. Super short video today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join in on the Boo to You Readathon.